What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of My Ego App Fantasy. Today we have EPL Season 16 Group A. Very first of all, I forgot to mention this at the start of my last Ego App video, but I actually now have an affiliate link for Ego. So if you haven't made an account for Ego App yet and would like to try it out, please feel free to use the affiliate link in my description of every YouTube Ego App video I make in the future. It's gonna be there for this video, for example. Just click on it, make your account, make a team, and you'll have a chance to win some good prizes. For example, this event looking like a really nice set of prizes in my eyes. I would love either of these knives, or honestly these Hydra gloves would be pretty damn cool as well. I was pretty close to getting my first prize place in Blast. I was first going into going past the seeding matches, and then I dropped to like the 8th because the teams I had just kind of lost. Like NIP just lost, for example. Just didn't go as well as it could have. But yeah, for this one again, of course, I'm going to try as hard as I can. We have of course, the reason I come to this is just to check that, okay, when do we have wipes? And as I expected, there's going to be a wipe for each group. So there's group, it plays all its matches. Then there's a wipe, group, wipe, group, wipe, group, wipe, and then playoffs wipe. For playoffs, you have your own lineup again. So what this means is you just pick players from Group A here. The only real thing I need to think about, I think, is, of course, which teams do I think are going to do well. I haven't actually talked about that or thought about that too much yet. But even more than that, there has to be some thoughts about when I want to sell my players. Because I only still get 2 sells, I would assume. Yeah, 2 player transactions per tournament. So should I use it in one of these groups where maybe I think, I'm not sure. Or should I save it for playoffs? So playoffs are double elim. No, not double elim actually. It's just single elim. I think I have to save it for playoffs. I think it's the way to go. But okay, we can just actually, what I'm gonna probably do is I'm gonna make a video for each of these groups. They're gonna be probably quite short videos, almost like short updates, but I do feel like each of these groups and playoffs probably deserve its own video. And also there's a lot of time between like each group, so we have, I'm gonna go on the matches page. When does it start? Here starts EPL. So 1 day, 2 days, 3, 4, 5. I don't know what this is. Is it like 5 games per group? I think it's like 5 games, yeah. Everyone plays each other once. So it's 5 days and 1 day in between. Or I guess in this case there's going to be 2 games in between because of probably these IM Road to Rio things. Either way, there's a lot of days between each group. I think it's like 1 group a week actually. So I have a good amount of time to make a video for each of the groups once the wipe stages start. But okay, let's then just focus on Group A here. Navi, Nip, Vitality, Fnatic, Spirit, Endpoint. I have to say, I would say Navi and NIP and Vitality are just obvious favorites here. Do I think there's other teams that have chances? Yeah, Spirit has chances. Fnatic maybe has chances. I just haven't seen anything that good from them so far. I think Navi is a lock. NIP are just too decent of a team. And I think Vitality also just have too high of a floor. Or maybe not quite too high of a floor, but I still think their floor is too high for me not to pick them. I'm going to start out very safe. for this, and I'm just gonna go for those teams. So who are some bargain picks then? So we have Navi. Okay, Natus Sincere. I mean, Bit seems like a pretty good pick. Perfecto maybe as well. What about Ninjas? So I think Ninjas just are just worth it. I think Plopsky. How well did Plopsky in the end do? Because I had Plopsky for that last event. Man, too difficult to type. Also, sometimes when you click on the box, it actually just doesn't register. I did fine in Blast, as I felt like as well. It's a possible pick for sure. The thing is, you actually want the perma bench, right? Yeah, they play each day. They play, everyone plays, so it's a perma bench event. Okay. I mean, there's no reason not to permanently bench a player, so literally just do that. Who's the cheapest player then? Is Plopsky straight up? Okay, it actually just has players from Group A here. So then Plopsky is of course a pick. We might even swap in Plopsky if we want. So here, Plopsky. Yeah, Plopsky has to be a pick then. I don't really see. The only reason not to pick Plopsky would be because I want to have 2 NIP players play in the active games. But I think the way to go is just to have Plopsky and then swap him in when Ninjas have easier opponents. I think that's just the way to go. You have Zaiwu for 188. That seems like honestly very decent pick. How much is Spinks is going for 170. Man, I really want to go Spinks as well. There's actually pick. I haven't seen this before, but there's pick percentages now, which is very interesting to me. Plopsky 47%. Is it no? Simple is actually the most picked player. Interesting. I think it actually makes sense to pick players like Simple here, just because there's a lot of games that they're gonna play. Like 5 games. Simple should be pretty damn strong. Then again, all these teams are pretty far away from Navi's level, so you should consider just going for maybe Electronic Bit as well, because I think they can also rack up a lot of points. Zaiwu makes sense to me, like a lot of sense. Can I go Spinks? Then maybe someone cheaper from Erez and Brolan are here. I mean, I have way more faith in NIP doing well than I have in Vitality doing well for some reason. Like, I think NIP are a lock for getting out of groups. They really are a team with a high floor. But who's gonna be the one to like carry them? Is it Hampus? Or is it Brolan or so Hampus was okay. What about Rez, for example? Should I go for Rez or Brolan is basically a question. Who came in harder after the player break? 1.01 only. What about Brolan? Or did the cheap guys do better this event? Really? I mean, if this is the case... So Plopsky was actually pretty good. Plopsky seems like a really good pick then for this. Based on last event at least. You could go Plopsky as a tag, it's not like actually that bad. And then you can go... Zaiwu, Simple, Spinks. 167, you have some options. Not like great options though. We can sell Is clear? Oh no, clear actually just fully clears. Okay, I thought clear would be the same as selling if I have only one selected. Can I go simple woo bit as a tag and 159 for like a magisk? Like this is an option. I don't like it, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of this. I think simple is probably not someone I want to go for. I'd rather go like bit electronic maybe, and then we can get spinks or what. We have like too much money even for this. I don't want to go. I want to put some faith into like, but Esetag actually, it might be good going Esetag and Plopsky. I do like electronic bit. Do I like electronic that much? He's not been that awesome, right? When it's not LAN. Or how did he do this event? He did fine. He did fine for his level. If you sell electronic and you buy like a cheaper Matus Vincier player like a Perfecto, I think Perfecto is super worth it a lot of the time. Now we can sell as a tag and instead buy like someone more expensive from an IP, either Brolan or Res, probably Res. 16 left. It's not enough for. Why do I always? There should be like a cell here. I have to, if I get to submit some feedback eventually again, there should definitely be a cell situation here instead of just the clear. Perfecto for 151, Dupree for 149. There's some really good options with these guys. And then we could go like simple woo res, and we still have 111. Like we can sell you for Magisk. I definitely think Magisk is. Has Magisk even been better than Dupree? Again, I like click here and it doesn't accept it. It's pretty annoying. 1.03, what up Dupree? Dupree was a bit better actually even. He has been more consistent. Just hasn't been at this level where he started off like having some really good events. Like being the clear like secondary star for the team, but he's not at that level. But he's also not priced at that level anymore. And if you go as a tag Plopsky, you can sell Magisk and you can buy Spinks. Can you sell Perfecto and go for someone more expensive than him as well? Is there options here at this price point? Not quite, yeah. What about if you sell Spinks, you buy Bit 159. Yeah, we have Vitality. I mean, this is very decent. I feel like Esetak Klopski is gonna do fine enough, and Saibu Simple is gonna farm points. If I go for this. But instead you could very well just go non-simple, Plopsky or Esetag and instead go for like electronic and 165 res. Okay, this uses all our money as well. How good was Simple last event? I mean, look, it doesn't really matter. We all know that Simple's a crazy player. He's always gonna put up really good stats, but this was not like his best event. It's just that he's surrounded by such a good team of other players in, for example, Electronic and Bit. So I will res Magisk, Plopsky. Man, I'm a fan of this team. I think we have the cheapest player who's gonna be benched for the most part, except when there's like a Vitality versus Navi, for example. I think then we bench Magisk, and then we bring in Plopsky when an IP are playing someone easier. So when we go here, when is Vitality Navi? Navi endpoint, Navi Vitality, so an IP play endpoint, probably the weakest team, and then we just sub in Plopsky for Magisk. I think that's the way to go. I'm super happy with this for Group A. Who do we captain? What are the first games? Navi, Spirit, Vitality, Endpoint, NIP, Fnatic. So we don't have any of our big teams playing against each other. What's easier? I mean, should I go Zaiwu or Simple captain? I could make a point for Zaiwu captain over Simple captain. I do think Endpoint are an easier opponent than Spirit by enough of a margin. I'm gonna captain the Wu for this one. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Very basic team, I would say. No big surprises with this one. I would be surprised if this really badly backfires. Like, there's always a chance an IP or Vitality or even Navi don't do as well as they should here, but I don't think this is the group where I'm gonna go for upsets. It's possible to go for some upset picks in the other ones, but there's obviously also some very weak teams on paper here, at least in comparison to some of the other teams in these groups. But it's gonna take a long time until we see Cloud9 play again, because they're playing Group D. They have like super long summer holidays, I guess. Although they're of course practicing as well. But yeah, I think that's it. If you haven't made an account on Ego app, I want to tell you about the affiliate link in the description. Just make an account there if you're at all interested. It would be cool to have some people join through that. And as you can see, good prices for this fantasy especially. I think I really like these gloves. I would like them even for third place. Of course, not gonna say no to a Gamma Doppler knife or a flip knife like this. I'd be happy to get any of these prices. Yeah, if it's just it's very easy to make a lineup. You can just let it sit there if you don't feel like putting a lot of thought into it. Just buy some players. And that is it for this one. If you enjoy this kind of content, please remember to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.